Ben and Alex work at the same company, sit 2 desks apart, and drove to the dealership together on a Saturday afternoon because Alex needed a new car and Ben tagged along for moral support. They ended up leaving with the same model, same color, same sticker price. Ben leased his, Alex financed his. Neither of them thought much of it at the time. It just felt like 2 people making 2 reasonable choices. Everyone treats this decision like it's about willpower or personality. Lease people get called impulsive. Finance people get called disciplined. But this isn't a personality test, it's a math problem. And most people never actually run the numbers far enough to see how it plays out. So let's run them. Not just for month 1, but all the way through, because the real story of this decision doesn't show up until you hit the moment both of their paths were forced to cross again. The car was $34,000. Ben leased his for 36 months, $1,900 down, $260 a month. Alex financed the same car over 60 months, $3,200 down, $495 a month. On the day they both drove off the lot, Ben's dashboard still had that plastic film on the seat pocket, and Alex found a stray parking receipt from the dealership wedged under his floor mat that he never bothered to pull out. For the first stretch, Ben's the one people envy. His payment is over $200 cheaper every single month. He's not thinking about oil changes because everything's under warranty. When a rock chip appeared on his windshield in month 4, one call to the dealership and it was handled. Alex, meanwhile, watched his car's value drop the way new cars do, worth around $30,000 the day he drove it home, closer to $25,000 by his first anniversary, while his loan balance was still sitting above what the car was worth. If you stopped the story right there, Ben's the clear winner. But this is exactly where most videos on this topic stop, and it's exactly where the real answer is hiding. Here's the difference that doesn't show up on a monthly statement. Every payment Alex makes chips away at a balance that eventually hits zero. Every payment Ben makes goes toward a car that was never going to be his. One of them is climbing toward an exit. The other is on a treadmill that resets itself. That reset point is year 3, and it's the moment this whole comparison actually gets decided. Add up what each of them has paid by the 36-month mark. Ben, $1,900 down plus 36 months at $260, which comes out to $11,260 total. Alex, $3,200 down plus 36 months at $495, landing at $21,220. Ben has spent almost $10,000 less. On a spreadsheet, this still looks like Ben's game to lose. But year 3 is also when Ben's lease ends, and the dealership sits him down with 3 options on a sheet of paper. Buy the car outright for its remaining value, usually around $19,000 to $20,000 on a car this price, hand the keys back and walk away with nothing, or sign another lease and start the clock over. Ben does what almost everyone in his position does. He signs another lease. New down payment, new monthly number, another 36 months on the calendar. The odometer resets to 0. His spending does not. Alex is in a completely different spot. He's 36 months into a 60-month loan, 24 payments left, and for the first time his balance has dropped below what the car is actually worth. He's not thinking about it as a milestone, he just notices one day that if he sold the car tomorrow, he'd walk away with money instead of owing money. That's the moment the 2 paths actually split, even though neither of them notices it happening. By month 60, Alex makes his final payment. The car is his. From that point forward, his only ongoing costs are gas, insurance, and whatever maintenance pops up, which for a car like this runs somewhere around $90 to $140 a month, once you average it out over a year. Ben is still paying $260 a month on his second lease now, and he's stopped even registering it as a decision. It's just a bill that shows up. Fast forward to year 6. Ben has completed 2 full lease cycles. His total spending across both leases lands around $22,000, and he owns nothing. No car, no equity, just a stack of old paperwork in a drawer he never looks at. Alex has spent his full loan total of roughly $32,400, but he's holding a car worth somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000. Subtract that from what he paid, and his real cost comes out closer to $20,000. Ben spent slightly less and has nothing. Alex spent slightly more and has an asset parked in his driveway. Now the part almost nobody accounts for because it's not on the sticker and the salesperson isn't bringing it up. Leasing comes with mileage limits. typically 10 to 12,000 miles a year, while the average driver logs closer to 13,500. Go over, and you're looking at 15 to 25 cents per mile, charged all at once when you return the car. Then there's wear and tear, inspected by the leasing company using their definition of normal, not yours. A stained seat or a curbed rim can turn into a bill you didn't see coming. Add a disposition fee of $300 to $500 just to hand the keys back, and the fact that ending a lease early can mean owing the rest of the entire contract. And the real cost of leasing almost never matches what was printed on the sign. Owning isn't free of surprises either. Once Alex's warranty runs out around year 4, brakes, tires, belts, and the occasional bigger repair become his problem, averaging somewhere between $900 and $1,700 a year. And it never arrives on a predictable schedule. Depreciation hits early and hard too. A big chunk of that $34,000 disappears in the first 2 years alone, then slows down considerably after that. Stretch this out to 10 years, and the gap becomes hard to ignore. Ben has gone through roughly 3 lease cycles. Once you tally the payments, mileage overages, and disposition fees across all 3, his total spend lands somewhere between $46,000 and $52,000. He still doesn't own a car. He never has. Alex's loan payments total $32,400, plus another $9,000 to $13,000 in maintenance across the decade, putting his 10-year total around $42,000 to $45,000. And he's still holding a car worth $3,000 to $5,000 fully paid off. And this is just one car. Most people repeat whichever pattern they started with 3 or 4 more times over their life. Stretch a $10,000 to $15,000 gap across 4 or 5 vehicles. And by retirement, you're looking at a difference that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. To be fair, leasing isn't wrong for everyone. If you use your car for work and can deduct part of the payment, the math shifts in your favor. If you drive something high performance, where repairs outside of warranty get genuinely expensive, staying inside a lease's coverage window has real value. And if you're someone who will actually take the monthly difference between a lease and a loan and set it aside every single month without skipping, you could come out ahead too. But be honest with yourself about whether that's really who you are. For most people buying an average car they intend to keep, owning wins over time. It's not a flashy answer. Nobody's filming a video about driving the same paid-off sedan for 8 years. But the math doesn't care about what's exciting. It cares about what's actually cheaper once every fee and repair is counted. So the real question isn't which option wins on average. It's how long you're actually planning to keep the car, and whether you'll be honest with yourself about the miles you drive once you're the one signing the paperwork. If this helped you see the full picture on this decision, that's exactly why I made it. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this, and drop a comment letting me know. Are you leasing, financing, or still deciding what fits your life? I read everyone.